The air is your friend. Are you running out of air early, too soon? You're taking a breath, but then you're singing higher, you get more breathy, and you're just losing the air. Let me help you a little bit in being more efficient with your air and making the air your friend. Stay tuned. Now, the first step to having wonderful air economy is to actually have a good inhalation process. Do you have good posture? Do you inhale correctly? Do you inhale deeply? A lot of times I see in my students that they think they're actually inhaling deeply, but they're not. Because in daily life, we usually don't have to do that. We just kind of breathe halfway full. And so we need more in singing. You can't just go and then expect to have a long breath, because depending on how deep you take your breath, this will also kind of trigger your support muscles better. And so you want to make sure you're breathing not up here, but you're breathing deep down into your back, and expand all around where your lungs are. Your belly, your back, your sides, you want to expand. You could even think of it as breathing into your butt, just because you want to make sure you're breathing deep down and fill those lungs. The next step is to create a barrier. You don't just want to let the air escape freely, you want to be in control of how much air flows out. And that varies depending whether you're singing low or high, louder, softer, it all depends. But let's talk about that support and how to let the air out and how to create that barrier. Take a straw, and when you blow through the straw, vocalize. You will notice that there is a barrier. The air doesn't just come out a lot because not a lot of air fits through that straw. So instead of going, ah, you go, I'm imitating the straw here. You can even do it in head voice. So what you're doing is you're imitating good vocal cord closure. And actually this exercise helps you to have a little bit better vocal cord closure, because only little air can come out. And so it really prevents you from getting hoarse or too much friction. Now you have to imagine it like this. When your vocal cords are farther apart, whether you're singing low or they just don't have good closure, there's a lot of air flowing through, which then it's normal that you're using more air. So when you're singing a little bit lower, you are definitely using more air than when you are singing high. The higher you sing, the less air you will need, unless you want a very breathy sound on purpose. But this is a misconception among a lot of people who aren't singers, is that when you sing higher, it takes a lot more air, but it's the opposite. Your vocal cords close more tightly, and as they come together closer and closer, that opening where the air flows through gets smaller and smaller, and so less air flows through. Now the thing is, a lot of times, since you don't have good vocal cord closure, you are pushing against the vocal cords as you're trying to sing higher, which is not good. You feel strain and you feel a lot of air escaping. This is what we want to prevent, and this is why we need the air. The air is your friend, because if you use the exact right amount of air to pass through your vocal cords, you will have perfect vocalization, because you're not going to have that hissing sound that makes the breathiness, unless you want to do it on purpose. It's always easier to kind of let go and loosen up than to tighten up. So you want to practice to tighten up. Do that exercise with a straw, and then take away that straw and try this. Try to have a very clean onset. Clean onset, not loud. You could do it on an oo to begin with, because it's kind of a narrow vowel and it imitates the straw a little bit better. So instead of going ooh, try to do it in a very soft way, and try to do it in a very, very, very clean way. You want to have that onset to where that pitch that you want to sing comes out the instant you are beginning to sing it. Not woo or ooh, ooh, ooh. Nothing around no sound except for the clean pitch. Not a harsh glottal attack, but you don't want to go ooh, ooh, and you also don't want to go hoo, hoo. You want to kind of keep your glottis, keep everything open, and have a very focused onset. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, you can try to hold it and get soft. See, you can just experiment. How much does it take for the pitch to start coming? Now, if you have something like this happening, do you hear all that hissing, all that air flowing sound? That means your vocal cords are too far apart. They are not actually closing correctly, which means they can't vibrate. And all you hear is the air passing through because there's just too much air and too much looseness between your vocal cords. Practice that onset and being soft. You can do it in chest voice, you can do it in head voice, especially as you're going really high in head voice or something. You need so little air. It's just like it's easier to open it up when you do a really high. I could do this forever. It almost felt like I'm holding my breath because there's so little air flowing through my vocal cords as I'm singing high. So try these exercises and make the air your friend. And even as you are singing lower, you want to have that sensation of holding in your air from your support and having this very tight vocal cord closure and not letting a lot of air pass through. Hope these exercises helped you today. Leave a comment, let me know how it goes. If you have not joined my Facebook group, Master Your Voice, you need to be in there because there's great conversations. There's more than 1,300 singers in there, and I'd love to see you in there. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, don't forget, always keep a song in your heart, and always keep on singing. Bye.